I'd love to really camp out a little bit on this, and this kind of, how do we have evolved beyond this living on the outside for all this external recognition, and how do we cultivate more inside ourselves a space of trust and love and peace and joy that really is irrelevant to what's going on the outside, because I think that's the game that all of us are playing.
It's the real success, and it's contrary to modern day culture, and that's why I imagine even you doing what you're doing, the only way you can justify it is that you lost touch with yourself. So like, so many of us need a reason to go and kind of take this break or take a pause. I got sick, I got ill, I felt, fragmented, I didn't feel my true self, I needed to take this break. But very few of us just randomly could just go, yeah, I need to take a break, I need to reconnect with myself.
And to have a family who'll support you and do it. That's wonderful. Yeah. It's very brave.
I'm blessed to have a wife, and kids are young enough, and maybe they might disagree in a few years. But yeah, I'm lucky because Miriam was totally committed to this as well. And at times she probably looked at me and I looked at her last year and said, this isn't the life we dreamed about. And, there's a song in the Greatest Showman called "A Million Dreams."
I love it.
We play that all the time, because if you're not pursuing your dream, what are you pursuing? You're pursuing something else. So we've always had this. We play that song regularly, and it's to encourage each other to follow our dreams regardless, and be free to dream them, and believe in the power of the mind, and believe in the power of manifestation, because I believe we're here to manifest and create. But sometimes we create stuff that's actually hurting. So the way you live your life, the things you think about, the things you do, the work you do, it's either healing your soul and setting it free, or it's hurting it. And I think at times I looked at Miriam last year and she looked at me, and we both knew this isn't what we signed up to. This isn't what we dreamed about. It might be the dream house, it might be the dream car, but it's not our dream. And I think that is where we lose focus. Society is deliberately set up to make us feel not enough. It is set up to make us feel a thing called emptiness and absence. The Buddhists have a great philosophy that there's a big difference between empty and absent. So think about, you have a press in your kitchen and it's empty, and it's empty, and you've never had anything in it. And you open it tonight and you see it's empty. You have no emotional connection to it. It doesn't really bother you. But if you expected something beautiful to be in there, if you expected that some beautiful food or something incredible was going to be in there, and you waited for it all day, and now you're about to open it up, and then you open it up and there's nothing in there, there's a massive sense of disappointment. But you're looking at the same thing. In the first instance, you're looking at an empty press. In the second instance, you're looking at an empty press, but you're not, because what you experience is absence. Something is missing. And how many people do we know who live a life that has external abundance, but they'll say there's something missing? And what's missing is we're living in this constant state of absence, because we expect life to be one way. We expect our job to go on. We have all these expectations that are not really real. And when the real reality doesn't match the expectations, we judge it, we label it, and we have a sense of absence. And we're never quite happy with what we have. We're never quite happy with what's happening right now. Because in the back of our head, we have a fabricated idea of what it should be. And society deliberately goes out of its way to sell you a dream of striving, because it needs you to believe you haven't enough and that you aren't enough. And when you haven't enough and you aren't enough, then I need something. I need somebody. I need to spend money. If everybody believes right now in the world that they both are enough and have enough, how much of the stuff that you buy would you have bought today?
Not very little.
Even when it comes to food, we don't even know what enough is. We don't even know what enough is. We're eating more food than we need. We're utilizing all the resources in a way that's unsustainable, because it's almost a hunger. We're starving. We're emotionally starving because we're suffering from a thing of emptiness.